Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. So let's continue with our Greek mythology story. And this one is Jason and the Argonauts. And it's kind of a complicated story. And because of the relationship and everything is quite complicated, I will do more or less the simple version, okay? And sometime later, when I learn more, listen more, and study more, I will do another version. Anyway, as we grow every day, we improve ourselves and we tell the story better and better. So Peleus, King Peleus, he was a king. King Peleus was the ruler of Iolcus, Iolcus, I-O-L, Iol, C-U-S, Iolcus. But he was an anxious king. Why was he anxious? He was a king, good enough, right? Because an oracle had warned him that one of his relatives would one day steal his throne. So, as we have already said, Greek mythology is so much about prophecy, and the Oracle of Delphi is one of the most important and respected place in Greece. And the prophetess had told him, so the Oracle of Delphi, the prophetess, had told King Peleus, the man who will challenge you will arrive on your doorstep wearing only one sandal. From that day on, Peleus had been on high alert. He was very, very careful and always looking at people's foot. You know, in China we had kind of a theory or superstitious. When women get pregnant, and we see which step works first. If the woman starts left, it's a boy. If right, is a girl. Anyway, I forgot which is boy, which is girl. But we had these superstitions, and there are always people pay attention to it. And also, when we go to temple, and this is an ancient practice in China, you go to temple, especially Buddhist temple, Taoist temple in China, you make sure you walk in certain steps, in certain food, and not n'importe quoi, not whichever food. I kind of forgot because I didn't go there for a long time. And if you go to China and you have a tourist guide, the tourist guide usually will tell you which food. I think it's left foot walking in. Anyway, the prophet told him, the man who challenge you will have only one sandal. So he was King Peleus was very, very careful about it, and he started to pay attention to people's foot. So the king always pay attention to people's feet. And just at this time, Peleus' nephew, and his name is Jason. Jason returned after a long time. He was away for a long time, and finally he returned. And on his way back home to the king's palace, Jason had fallen across a river and lost one of his sandals in the fast flowing water. What an accident, right? He was rushing to go back home, and he fell. He lost his sandal. So when King Peleus saw Jason, he was struck with fear. Oh my goodness, this is the person that came with only one sandal. So he made a plan to get rid of Jason. I need to get rid of him. Otherwise, this is the person who will challenge me and who will give me trouble and who will steal my throne. So, but he's the king, right? King Peleus. He is the king, Peleus. He's the king, and he will not just say, "Oh, go away." He said, "Dear nephew, there is a sheep's fleece made of pure gold that belonged to King Aeetes of Colchis, Oh my goodness. King Aeetes, A-E-A-E with two dots, T-E-S, Aeetes of Colchis, C-O-L-C-H-I, Colchis. And I want the sheep's fleece. Will you go and fetch it for me? Jason was very adventurous, and he liked to help people. So he agreed at once. Okay, I'm doing it right away. So he left. He's going to get this sheep's fleece. What Jason did not know was that the journey is extremely dangerous. There will be so much challenges and dangers and unexpected things that he's going to meet. King Peleus had chosen this mission specifically for him. Why? Because he believed there was no chance Jason or Jason's men, the crew of Jason, could have the least chance. They do not have any teeny tiny little bit. No, nothing, nul, nada, no chance to survive. So Jason didn't know that. Jason gathered a very impressive crew, and including the mighty Hercules. Oh my goodness. Hercules was the son of Zeus. Can you imagine how powerful he is? Right? We all know Hercules' story. And the famed musician Orpheus. We have already talked about Orpheus. So romantic, so poetic, make the most beautiful, melancholic, and heartbreaking music, right? So together they set sail on a sturdy ship. The ship is very good quality, very sturdy. And this ship is called Argo. And the ship which called Argo is on its way, heading to Colchis. And Argo is the ship's name. Knots. So just one of our friend comment, in Latin, nota are the sailors. So Argonauts are the sailors on the ship of Argo. Cosmonauts are the sailors that fly in the space. astronauts, and what are the nauts? There are a lot of nauts. Aeronauts, cosmonauts, oceanauts, etc. So nauts, just remember this word. A-R-G-O, Argo, nauts, N-A-U-T-S, nauts, many. So on their way, on their voyage, on their way, they stopped in the kingdom of Thrace, T-H-R-A-C-E, Thrace. This was the home of the prophet Phineas. Ooh. And Phineas, how he looks like, okay? What is prophet Phineas? He had once been a great ruler, but he had angered Zeus when he shared too much of the future with his people. So Phineas was a prophet, and he can see what is going to happen, and he shared his knowledge, he shared the prophecies, he shared what he see the future coming with his people. Zeus, of course, does not like it. Any ruler does not want people to know, to have knowledge, to know what they see, what they think, right? This is, whatever time, this is true. Ruler does not want people to become smart, right? So Zeus was not happy, and Zeus punished him. How did Zeus punish him? Zeus, sometimes I really so, yeah. So he made the prophet Phineas blind. The people who can see future was blind. Can you imagine? So Zeus took away his sight and sent terrible monsters to torment him. And these monsters are called harpies. How does these harpies look? So each harpy had a head of a woman, but the body of a bird. So it's a human head, a woman head, and bird body. The harpies circled Phineas constantly, and whenever he tried to eat anything, they swooped down and stole the food right out of his hand. I think at that time there was not fork and knife developed, created, invented, so people use hand to eat. And whenever Phineas pick up anything, the bird took it away. So when Jason and his men came across the blind prophet, they took pity on him. Oh, this is very sad. This is not right. We should help him. Two of the crew waited for Phineas. So when he started his meal, he will prepare his meal, he will get started, and whenever the harpies flew down to steal it, they run at them, swords drawn, pew, pew, use their sword and draw and shoot them. The monsters were scared off, and they were scared off for good. They never came back. So Phineas was very grateful. To show his gratitude, Phineas shared with the crew the fastest route to Colchis. So Phineas told him, okay, I can see future. I know so much, so I can share with you what I know. So you go left and then turn right, and then fais un demi-tour, and après, tu marches tout de suite, tu marches tout droit, et après, un tout petit double à gauche et à droite, 往左往右 turn left, turn right, and go under the water, and 20 minutes later you go up, and anyway, I didn't know how exactly the route is going to take, but Phineas knows. He told them. So Phineas directed Jason to the Simple Gates, Simple Gardis. I think it's Simple Gardis. SYMPLE, Simple, Simply Gardis. GADES, Simply Gardis. These were two cliffs bordering a narrow channel of water. So Simply Gardi, it's kind of like a channel, and two cliffs on two sides, and a channel there. It's like the wall of reservoir, the wall of channel, aqueduct. Yeah, a little bit like aqueduct, the Roman aqueduct. So, two cliffs bordering a narrow channel of water. It was the shortcut to Colchis. But there was one problem. There was a catch. Whenever a ship tries to pass, the cliffs crash together. Can you hear my hand sound? The two palms crash together. The two cliffs crash together, and crushing the vessel to splinters. Okay, let me get a piece of paper. Very quickly, yeah, and then the it's like a very thin bottle or something, crash it, a box, crash it, and it just becomes splinters. It cracks and broke, yeah. And but there is another catch. Luckily, Phineas knew the secret to sail through these cliffs safely, which he explained to Jason. So he tells Jason, as the Argo approached the channel, Jason let a dove loose. So here is the trick. So they are approaching, not yet arriving. The Argonauts and the ship are about to arrive there. Jason set free a dove. Dove, flying dove, D-O-V-E. The dove entered the channel, and the cliffs began to rumble, but the bird flew so fast that by the time the cliff clashed, it had zipped through. And the two cliffs need to move together, and the dove was so fast, zoom. When the cliff is starting to crash together, the dove is already gone. The bird is already gone. Yeah. So the Argonauts quickly row the boat through, and the cliff draw back. And because the cliff is crashing and it needs to recover, to go back to its shape, and this time the boat, the Argo, their ship dashed through. Yeah, and the cliff began to rumble again, and the men raced to exit. Exodus. So they roll, and they run to the exit, almost to the gate. Crash! They had made it, but only just. They lost the wooden statue at the stern of their ship. So they lost something at the ship. Yeah. The wooden statue of stern. I do not know what stern is. Let me check what a stern is. So I just to check the dictionary, and it's a kind of wood statue at the end of the boat. So that was destroyed. It seems they made it to their they made it through the channel. So it should be not such a big problem. So when Jason and his crew finally landed on the coast of Colchis, they went straight to the palace. As soon as they arrived, Jason asked for an audience with the king and found himself standing in front of Aeetes, and his family. So he asked, "Where is the king? I'm looking for the king." And he just asked, and people showed him the way, and he was there already. The mischievous god of love, Eros, E-R-O-S, what is he going to do, was watching, and he decided to play a trick. Eros, did you have the bow and arrow of Eros? Sometimes it's good, sometimes when it is not the right time, it may not be so good. Eros made Aeetes, the king, Aeetes' daughter Medea, fall passionately in love with Jason, right? So he shoot at Medea, and Medea saw the first person she saw was Jason, and then she fell in love madly. Yeah, I kind of imagine it. 30 years ago I did that. I did not know where Arrow is, but I saw the first person I saw. Yes, that is it. Anyway, too far away. And so Medea fall in love passionately with Jason. She hung on Jason's every single word. When he spoke to her father, Aeetes, said Jason, "I have been sent to here to ask for the golden fleece. I cannot return home without it. I will do anything you ask me to do. I will do it in exchange for that golden fleece. If you give me the golden fleece, I am doing anything, everything for you." At this, Aeetes laughed nastily. "Fine," he said. "Tomorrow you will have a chance to win the fleece. I want you to harness the fire-breathing bulls. I keep fire-breathing bulls, and I want you to harness them. Then you must plow a field outside my palace and sow this bag of dragon teeth." Dragon teeth. Jason accepted Aeetes' challenge, but Medea was really worried because this is ridiculous demand, right? Who can do that? Yeah, harness a fire-breathing bull. To harness a bull is already difficult, and this one is a fire-breathing, and sow a bag of dragon teeth. Oh my gosh. Luckily, Medea was no ordinary. She is a princess of extraordinary strength, courage, and capacity. She was also a witch. Ooh, she was a sorcière and skilled in magic. That night, she went to find Jason. I wish to help you, she said, but you must make me a promise. My father will be furious. I aided you, so you must take me home with you and make me your wife. That's the condition. You want help? You want something? You want some? I give ya. You want something? I give you. And there is a catch. There is a condition. Be my husband. So, of course, said Jason, glad that clever Medea assistance. Of course, I got your help, and I got you to my life. Double happiness, no problem. Yeah. So he was very happy. Medea gave Jason a bottle. Spread this potion on your armor, and it will protect you from harm, she explained. So Medea made some potion, special potion, magic potion. The next day, everyone gathered to watch Jason attempt this impossible task. Protected by Medea's potion, however, Jason was able to approach the fire-breathing bulls, and he did not get burned at all because he had the potion from Medea. So he harnessed them and plowed the field and planted the dragon teeth, right, with a bag of dragon teeth. And he plowed the field and he harnessed the bull. Next, he sprinkled the dragon teeth on the upturned soil. Suddenly, the teeth had fallen. Soldiers sprang from the ground. Suddenly, those dragon teeth were no longer dragon teeth. They were soldiers. Where each tooth was planted, an armed soldier climbed out. Pew! Dragon teeth, soldier, pew! Dragon teeth, soldier, pew! Dragon teeth, soldier, pew! Dragon teeth, soldier, pew! 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 A bag of it. Must be something like hundreds or even more. Jason had to think and act quickly. No time to react, right? No time to hesitate because pew, 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 they just sprang out. He spotted a rock on the ground and flung it into the middle of the armed men. It hit one of the soldiers on the back. The soldier spun around, glared at his nearest neighbor, and drew his sword. Confused, the men attacked each other. And soon a huge fight broke out. Jason was able to cut down the remaining soldier easily. You know what? They fight each other. There was one soldier and saw a rock, and he started to fight back, and then run around and they fight each other. Oh, what is this? What is this bazaar? And so they fight each other. So Jason could easily cut down all the rest soldiers. Ayiti was furious. You must have cheated. This is not possible. How can you fight the fire-breathing bull? No human can do that. You must be cheated. Yeah. So if you want the fleece, go and get it. It's guarded by a dragon at the edge of my kingdom. Let's see you get past that. So I want the dragon fleece. I want the sheep fleece, the golden fleece. And you must go to the soldiers and all these little things. I do not care. The bulls, the soldiers, I do not care. I only want to get the fleece. You go get the fleece. Yeah. So Medea went with Jason to the cliff where the dragon dwelled. So the dragon lived in the cliff. Once again, she brought a potion. She crept up to the dragon and sprayed the liquid into its eyes, sending the monster into a deep sleep. Sometimes you need that, right? A lot of you have insomnia, and I think this is the reason you listen to my story. There is something better than my story. That is Medea's potion. You need to get it. The sleeping potion. Sleeping pill, grinded, melted, dissolved, and becomes a potion. Jason sneaked behind the snoring dragon and grabbed the golden fleece from the tree on which it hung. It hung on the tree. Oh. Together, he and Medea ran to the shore where Jason's men were waiting. They boarded the ship, and the crew set sail without any delay. Hamsaliv, and then they went back. After many months at sea, Jason and his new wife arrived at Iolcus. Jason had been gone for so long, however, that everyone had assumed he was dead. He left so long, so everyone assumed he was dead. And his heartbroken parents had passed away. Oh, don't talk about it. I cannot see this. You know, sometimes you went all the way coming back, and your parents were so sad because of missing you. They passed away, and you do not see them. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Yeah. The elder king, Pelea, was happy though, because he thought he was safe, because he got the golden fleece. When Jason went to give the fleece to King Pelea, the king was disappointed to see him. Oh, what is going on? King Pelea was happy because he thought his life was happy. And then Jason went to give the fleece, and the king was disappointed to see him. But he accepted gladly. Yeah, because he wanted to kill Jason, right? So he was disappointed to see him coming back. He did not want to see him, had never had anything to do with Jason, but Jason is back. But anyway, he was happy because the golden fleece was in his hand. Well, that is quite a deal, right? He didn't even mention Jason's parents. Jason was enraged. Yeah. The Jason's parents must be the king's brothers and sisters, right? He went to Media, and together they hatched a plot for revenge. So you do not treat me well, I am going to revenge. You are going to pay. Jason and Medea made a plan, made a plot. Even so far from home, Medea's skill as a witch were well known, and she used this to her advantage. She went to Peleus' daughter. I can teach you a spell to make your father young again, she promised. Oh, how? The girl asked eagerly. It's very simple. You must cut your father into tiny pieces and boil them in water, Medea replied. The princess were unsure at first, but Medea demonstrated her spell by cutting up a ram and turning it into a lamb. So Medea had magic power. So she cut up an old ram, and she cut it up and boiled it. Bring. She returned it into a lamb, a baby lamb. Now they were convinced. So she wanted, Medea wanted the king's daughter to cut up her own father. Peleus' daughters were not witches, however, and when they attempted Medea's spell, their father did not come back to life, as the lamb had done. So that was, can you imagine, cut up your father and boil? Oh, I cannot even say it. But anyway, okay, this is a mythology story, okay? Everyone, don't take it serious. Sometimes we take it serious, we feel disgusted, and this is just a story, okay? So they did such a, this is an unforgivable crime, such a sin, yeah. So with Peleus dead, his son Argonauts succeeded him on the throne. His first decision as king was to banish Jason and Medea from the kingdom. So the couple traveled to Corinth, where they had 2 sons. Still, as the years went by, Jason dreamed of returning to Iolcus. Then Jason learned that one of the other Argonauts, Peleus, was planning to attack Argonauts. Jason rushed to join him in the fight. Argonauts was easily defeated, and for his help, Jason became ruler of Iolcus. The prophecy that his uncle Peleus had feared had finally came true. Yeah. So Pelia had asked the oracle of Delphi, and the oracle of Delphi said, one of your relatives will steal your throne. And everything happened is just like that, right? So Jason's wife had killed the king, and Jason became the king and stolen the throne. Oh my goodness. Jason and the Argonauts. That's a great, great tragedy. Oh my. Okay. That I'm sure there are a lot of theatrical works based on this. That is so, yeah. I am without words. Bye-bye, friends. Cherish your life. Take it easy. Today is good. Then live today. Do not plot too much. Do not think too much. This is just a story. Bye-bye. I love you. I really do. Do. Cuckoo, bye, bye.